What should teenagers know about being an adult? You don't have $5 until you have $10. If you have a period where you're suddenly rich, like right after getting your first loan, then save as much as possible. Keep a month's rent at hand if you can. Honestly, between all the confusing parts of being adult, what has saved my butt more times than anything else is just having a little bit of financial cushioning. Also buy things on sale. Thrift shops are your friend. Learning to sew is going to save your butt someday. Always buy a plunger before you need it. Financial, don't use credit card unless you already have the money to pay it back. Don't take loans for fun stuff. Have a savings account. Pay your bills on time. Have some money at home always. Food, eat nutritious foods. Hygiene, set aside an hour or two every week to thoroughly clean somewhere in your apartment. Social, buy yourself good friends and get rid of the bad ones. And by buying I mean spend money to do something with people you actually want to hang out with, not the people who force you to hang out with them. Get yourself a good support network of people you can actually trust and who will help you out in a time of genuine emergency. I ended up in the other day and was so grateful to have someone I trust who called an ambulance for me, as I was unresponsive. Also, if I'm not doing too great, I have some friends I can go and talk to. I can literally pull up in their driveway, tell them I'm there and they will let me in and listen to me, no questions asked. I make sure I reciprocate that as well. Being an adult can be scary and lonely at times, and there will come a time when you really need someone. So, make sure you have at least one person to turn to. That what you post on social media has consequences. Be smart about it, don't post things you wouldn't want an employer or your mom to see. Remember kids, nothing is truly private online. Make sure you know how to cook a few decent meals. No one is going to make sure you are taking care of your health. It's up to you to eat well, get exercise, take care of your teeth, seriously do it now and spare yourself money and pain in the future, take all your meds if necessary, wear sunscreen, stay hydrated, and so on. What you do now will seriously affect you in the future, so get into good habits when you're younger. Saving up is better than credit. If you have credit, don't go past 30% of your total limit and pay it off in full every month. Bankruptcy is easy but stays with you for years. Keep cash on hand for emergencies. Water is your friend, drink lots. Also, never lend money and never co-sign for anyone. Oh, and never use rent-to-buy stores. You'll end up paying at least twice what the item is worth. You don't have to stop enjoy things just because you're an adult. Don't stop playing games sometimes because people say it's childish. Splash in puddles when the mood takes you, sit on a swing and just be alive for a little while, watch cartoons, play D&D with friends, build a fort with your partner in your living room. Being an adult doesn't mean you have to give up things that make you feel joyful or playful, and you don't need to prove to anyone that you are an adult by way of letting go of the little things in life that make you smile. Edit. Holy smokes. I go to sleep and wake up to love and gold. Thank you, kind stranger. It's been really heartwarming to read the comments and see so many people talking about the things they love. Nice start to the day. That we don't know everything. And neither do you. Don't try to make work fun, at least not all the time. Even the best dream jobs have a lot of drudgery in them. Also, learn to take criticism. You will need to be able to hear things you don't want to be told, in a manner that you find irksome, from people you don't particularly like, in order to improve. Honestly, the best advice I'll say is listen to these people's advice for real. People ask for advice and then don't even take it most of the time. Actually document what's being said here to you right now, no matter how much you may not like it or think it's boring. Everyone has been through something, so don't brush it off. You may think it's lame to stay at home on the weekends now, but buddy, in 10 to 15 years? Fluff, yeah, staying in on a Saturday night to watch The Sopranos is the garbage. I haven't left my house for 24 hours and I am just glowing because of it. Most successful middle-class people aren't geniuses or lucky, they're just diligent about taking care of their crap. If you go to college, university, consider two important things. 1. Think hard about the marketability of the field you enjoy most. You might love studying anthropology, but good luck finding a job with it. It's possible, but it is a big risk. Most people will be happier studying something they're decent at and can find good paying work in than following their strongest interest and struggling to find someone to pay them to do it. 2. Think hard before taking out massive loans to go to school. Fact is that your education quality and work prospects are not likely to be that different between the local state university and the smaller liberal arts college 3 states over. Whether you go to the state school for $4,000 a year or the liberal arts college for $30,000, you're probably going to get the same type of job with generally the same salary. Consider hard whether one is worth an extra $100,000 in tuition. 3. Bonus, compounding interest as a female doggy. $100,000 at 6% interest is going to double every 12 years if you don't pay it off. If you spend 20 years paying off that $100,000 at 6% interest, you'll end up paying $172,000. My biggest piece of advice is don't go to college if you don't know what you want. I didn't understand the gravity of the loans I was signing and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I ended up dropping out for financial reasons, but I have $20,000 plus in student loan debt for just a year and a half of school. I should have waited it out and looked for what I wanted. I'm not saying don't go to school, but don't think it's a requirement. Adults care a whole lot less about petty social issues. There'll still be judgment, but adults can set that aside to get through the workday usually. Bills suck, money's always tight, etc. It's 100% okay to go into a trade instead of going to college. Garbage, you probably will make more coming out of a trade school in 2 years than most people make after going to a 4-year university. Removed. Your peers give a fluff about what you do, no matter what Reddit says to the contrary. The way to get ahead is through loose connections. Hey, we got an opening at my firm. I'll put in a good word for you. If you're an introvert who keeps the nose to the grindstone and doesn't interact, your life will be immeasurably more difficult. When your parents tell you not to do something, it's because they know the consequences of that action, usually from personal experience. Ask them to explain. Wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. Edit. Apparently Baz Luhrmann is the only one that can tell people to wear sunscreen. Hope he's got stock in Banana Boat. Also, somehow this song from 1999 does not have a music video. Didn't know that was possible. Anyways. Everyone's free to wear sunscreen. And other good advice, and yes, I know it was originally an essay. These might not be the best days of your life, but you'll never have as much free time and as little responsibility. Get interested in something hard and start trying to master it: music, sports, language, arts, hobbies, etc. The 10,000 hours thing is kind of gimmicky but a decent rule of thumb. You can get that practice in when you're young much more easily. Going your own way is hard work. Every day. Use your energy now to build your own life, since you won't have that much time and passion later on. Drugs postpone your life, so don't numb yourself with them. The security the easy way offers is just an illusion. Muscles you build up now will stay forever. Nobody outside of maybe your family and/or 1 or 2 very special friends gives an actual garbage about you, and you have to make things work for yourself. It gets better. I hated high school. I felt stuck with bunch of people who I didn't want to spend time with, but I went to college, made bunch of friends who I still hang out with 10 years after graduation. Then I got a job in less than optimal industry and struggled for 7 years, but now I'm finally in the industry I've dreamed of, married, and excited about work and life. No matter how crappy something may seem, keep your head up and work hard. Only use a credit card if you can pay it off at the end of the month. Credit cards are great and offer more rewards and protection than your debit card, but can bite you in the butt if you're not cautious. Save up, don't waste a lot on unnecessary stuff, and think twice before talking and seek opportunities. Life will not be easy, no one cares about you, so stop thinking about people. My daughter turned 18 end of last year. I told her that, just like a job, she is an adult, but a junior grade adult. She's not expected to have all the answers, but she needs to know how to find the answers. Could be asking a parent, or a home improvement store employee, or a bank teller, or researching on Google, or closing parenthesis. In regard to the workplace, remember all those group projects you hated in school? Yeah, that's a typical work day, except it doesn't matter to your boss that you had to do everything by yourself. The results are all that matter. You will either be blamed or forced to share credit with those who did nothing. Complaints about slacker coworkers will only make you ostracized or thrown under the bus, more so if the slackers outnumber you. The boss will always choose the majority over one employee, even a great employee, if they don't get along with the others. Always be firm, and don't make excuses or over-explain. You will be respected more. Always work at the same pace as everyone else. Too slow and you will be let go, too competent and you will be given a heavier workload. It's okay to ask for help, but don't expect any to be given. Sometimes authority doesn't equal competency. Your boss might be your boss just because they have been there the longest.